If you're currently experiencing the warning signs I'm about to discuss in this video, it may be time you should look for a new job. Welcome to my channel. This is Matt from Elevation Career, providing you with proven job search tips to help you elevate your career. There are numerous reasons why someone may choose to change their work. But today, I'm going to share some clear warning signs that indicate you may be in a place that could be detrimental to both your personal and professional life. Now, I'm not saying seeing one of these signs means you should immediately quit. Having said that, if you are consistently noticing more than one of these indicators, it's time to start thinking about and making plans for your next move. Enough intro, let's go. Number 1, unstable company future. Has the company been losing money for a while? Maybe they lost a major investor. Are they unable to pay your salary on time? Or are you aware of an upcoming merger and acquisition? If you are, it's definitely a good time to make alternative plans for yourself. The problem with company instability is that you often have no prior knowledge or control before things become much worse, such as layoffs, restructuring, business closure, etc. There are people who take a more of a passive approach, thinking or hoping that the situation will somehow improve with time, or they believe that their job will be safe even through merger and acquisition. Sure, it is possible that the situation may improve, even though it may be rare, but why would you want to take that chance? Also, an acquisition for a company is too significant of an event that no one can accurately predict what will happen to the employees. I have seen and worked with so many candidates who thought that their job was safe because their managers have told them so, but later found out that even their managers have lost their jobs during the acquisition process. You do not want to find yourself in a situation where you're suddenly out of a job and have to look for a new opportunity under tremendous amount of pressure. You never know what the market situation will be like, and most likely you will not be able to put in the necessary preparation and end up with less than satisfactory offers and having to make hasty decisions. Number 2, excessive workload. Picture this: you're drowning in work, constantly under pressure, always tired and feeling completely overwhelmed. It's not just a busy day or a hectic week. It's become the norm for months or even years. When your workload becomes too much to handle with no sign of improvement, it is probably a clear sign that you should seriously consider a new job. And it's not only the amount of work either. It could be due to constant travel, night calls, which happen quite often in Asia with multinational firms. The worst part is that the impact goes beyond just the office walls. Excessive workload can take a toll on your health, both physically and mentally. Prolonged and heightened level of stress can lead to chronic fatigue, anxiety, and even long-term illness. What's the point if after all your work and sacrifice, you can't even enjoy the benefit due to poor health? Not only that, relationships can suffer too, as you're constantly preoccupied with work, neglecting the people who matter most. Ultimately, too much workload robs you of happiness and fulfillment. You deserve a job where you can ensure your well-being. Remember, you do not live so you can have a career. Instead, you go to work so that you can have a life. The amount of workload or the possibility of flexible arrangements often vary greatly depending on the individual company and team, even in the same industry. You owe it to yourself to explore these options that are available so you don't have to be stuck in a position with long-term undesirable effects. Number 3, you're forced to go against your conviction. If your company or your boss asks you to engage in an illegal or questionable activity, it's a clear warning sign. If you find yourself in a situation where your employer repeatedly asks you to compromise your core values and convictions, not just a one-time request maybe, but a consistent demand against what you believe in, it's time to start looking for something new. First, it could put you in a situation where you may have to face legal implications with severe consequences. There could also be reputational damages that may lead to serious professional ramifications. But even if not for these reasons, being forced to engage in actions that clash with your personal values will eat away at your integrity, especially if the actions could bring harm to others. Going against your convictions could also take a toll on your long-term mental well-being and self-esteem, which will not only impact your professional life, but rather in all areas of life, including emotional, mental health, relationships, and others. You will never be able to become genuinely proud of what you do, find true satisfaction or long-term motivation. Rather, you will always be bothered by constant guilt or fear that someone will find out eventually. Remember, your values matter and you deserve to work in an environment that respects them. Don't compromise your integrity for a job that forces you to abandon who you are. Number 4, low morale or high turnover rate. Another warning sign to watch out for is unusually high turnover rate. When a company experiences such high level of attrition with employees leaving left and right, it's a red flag that something isn't right. It could be poor management, limited growth opportunities, or an unhealthy work culture. A company with low morale struggles to attract and retain top talent, putting it at a competitive disadvantage. And as talented individuals leave, the burden falls on the remaining employees, leading to increased pressure and workload and decreased commitment. It is unlikely that these problems will go away anytime soon, which means the longer you stay, the more time you will end up wasting. Low retention rate is probably the most accurate and the most direct indicator of the company culture and the employee satisfaction rating. Number 5, you are not being rewarded or recognized for your work. Proper recognition is more than just a pat on the back. It's a vital motivator that fuels job satisfaction and boosts morale. When your efforts consistently go unrewarded or unnoticed, it can lead to increased discontentment, not to mention the absence of financial rewards such as salary increases, bonuses, and incentives. But it's not only about rewards. If your contribution is not valued, it will have direct impact on your growth opportunities and progression, which can lead to career stagnation in the long run. It's a lose-lose situation. You deserve to work for an environment where you can make a tangible contribution, add true value, and be rewarded for your effort. It's only natural and fair both to yourself and the employer. And of course, finding a new job may not be the only solution. There are other things you can do, such as learning to market yourself better, seeking opportunities to work directly with the management or key stakeholders. But if these efforts do not work out in the end, or if they're not feasible, it may be time you bring your contribution to where it is valued. Number 6, you're no longer learning or growing anymore. Do you feel that you're not learning or growing anymore? Many people in such a situation think that they should stay because there is no urgent push factor or a major impetus to leave. But this is a big mistake. If you spend too much time in an environment where there is no learning or growth, it will lead to wasted time, loss of competitive advantage, and hindrance to your career growth, and even setting your career backward. One day, you may find yourself stuck in the same role, or worse, without a job, but unable to find a new opportunity because you have not developed relevant new skills or have fallen behind in competition compared to other professionals in the same field. You see, the best way to ensure your career stability is to be so good at what you do and continuing to build your expertise so that you will always be sought after. If you are in an environment where you cannot learn or grow anymore, that is when you begin to lose your competitive edge. Of course, there are other options you can pursue too. You could create your own learning opportunities by taking on new responsibilities or looking for internal mobility options. The point is, whatever you do, you want to always be in a situation where you can continue to make progress. If this video is providing some value or clarity about your career decisions, please click the like button below and subscribe to my channel. And of course, your comments and questions are always welcome. And here is our final point. The last warning sign is a toxic work environment. If you repeatedly find yourself in a situation where there is verbal or emotional abuse, calling you names, yelling, especially in public, stealing someone else's work, undue pressure, or discrimination, it's time to start looking for other options. Look, life is too short to spend it in a toxic environment or under the tyranny of a toxic boss. If you feel trapped in such an environment, you do not have to be. Remember that you deserve better and that there are opportunities that you can pursue and that are available for you. You can check out my other videos on this channel to find practical tips that'll help you get noticed by more employers and lead to more offers. The first step in finding a great new job is creating a focused, attention-capturing resume. Check out this video to learn about how to write a result-producing professional resume summary.